Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to what you can see the arena, which is the very arena that we are going to be using on this weekend. Now, I've got lots and lots of information for you here lined up, ready for the show, and I know a lot of people are really highly anticipating what's going to be happening. Now, to start with, we've got 5 great professional wrestling matches from EWF Superstars. And the first big announcement, though, that I have to make to you is that we've kind of switched things around a little bit. So as you can see, Sunday night's main event will be our televised weekly show that is streamed to YouTube, which is where this video now will be going to. So it's not Saturday night main event now, it's going to be called Sunday night's main event, and that's the very arena right there that you are looking at, the very ring that all the action is going to take place in on Sunday night. Normally the show will be recorded on a Sunday and streamed straight into YouTube, where you can get direct access to the shows each and every week. Now this particular weekend, there is going to be a 24-hour delay, so it'll be out on Monday instead. But you can expect the shows to be out on time every week on a Sunday night for the main event. Now, let me take you through the card. Now, we've got a guy called The Freak, who is going to be in action, making his debut on Sunday night main event. And a very scary guy. Not much is known about him, but he's a hardcore man, and I believe he's got a lot of technical wrestling stars. So we look forward to seeing him action against the veteran Dave Demented, who will come to the ring, I'm sure, carrying the American flag in proud, patriotic style. But I've seen him in action before. He's a great wrestler, so I'll be looking forward to that very first match of the night. The Freak takes on Dave Demented. And moving on from there, we have another guy making his debut, Explosion. So he's going to be in action. Explosion. Yep. I don't know any more than that. I mean, Explosion is going to explode onto the scene on Sunday night. He's actually a very talented wrestler. He's very brave and resilient, and he never goes down without a fight. And I know that my scouts have informed me that they've seen him in action, and he really is so resilient. Very, very resilient indeed. And that is going to be a great match. He's actually going up against a guy called Ethan Angel. Now, Ethan has been in action here in the EWF. In fact, Ethan was on a house show just recently, and he was victorious on that show. Unfortunately, I haven't heard a lot from Ethan since. He hasn't been in touch, but really looking forward to that match as well. So Explosion against Ethan Angel, and then the next match is Danielle Quest. Now, Danielle we have seen in action on a house show. Danielle is an extremely talented wrestler, and in this women's match, now we've got a couple of titles that we've introduced into the EWF. One of them is the Women's Championship. The other is the EWF World Heavyweight Championship, or World Championship. Now, Danielle obviously is in the women's division, and she has got one hell of an opponent, because Cheryl Blonde has been recruited to the EWF, and she's quite well known on the wrestling circuit. She is going to be in action, and I've seen her, and she's looking good. Let me tell you that now. So Cheryl Blonde, she's actually she in another promotion where she was known as the youngest Hall of Famer at 26. She's taken part in men's matches. She's been in men's Royal Rumbles. She's won championships, women's championships. She's been wrestling professionally since she was just 15 years old. Now, can you know what that must have been like when she started training? She must have been like 12 or 13. And that's really a very young age to start doing it. So, we know she comes from a wrestling background, a wrestling family. She's very acrobatic, and she's extreme. It's really good, that to see people coming into the EWF here. It's such a talented roster that we've got in place here. So that's the next match, and then we move on from there to Nightmare Venger and Hell's Bouncer. Now, Nightmare Venger is really keyed up for this match. He can't wait. He just can't wait to get in there. He came from a harsh background. He just wants to. He did impress our EWF scouts. We did have a tryout that took place in Belfast recently at the SSE Arena I wasn't there for that, but I'm told he was, winning all the matches. He was like a really good high flyer, but he starts off quite slowly because he's got this reputation for being an underdog. But then he kind of slowly creeps into the match and gets the better of his opponent. But he's extremely exciting, very acrobatic, and this guy, he can win wrestling matches. Let's put it that way. So Hell's Bouncer, and my God, what a debut! I mean, Hell's Bouncer is huge. We've seen him on the house show. He took out his opponent, completely flattened his opponent in the ring. So we really look forward to Nightmare Avenger going up against Hell's Bouncer, and then after that, in the main event, we're going to see a man who is undefeated in this EWF so far, has appeared on both house shows. That's Gunnar Garrett. And he is going to be going up against a guy making his debut in Gonbito. Now, Gonbito, he's, he's got a bit of an attitude as Gonbito, and you're going to see that. We saw it, I think, on one of the house shows. He's with his hair and his painted face. He goes around backstage. He's got a right attitude and even bump into people. And he's making enemies every day. Doesn't trust anybody, and I don't think anybody trusts him, to be quite perfectly honest. But his personality he's got the devil on the one hand, and when he gets in that ring, he is a badass. The Hunter Badass, that's what he's known as. He debuted around 5 or 6 years ago. A big guy at 6 foot tall and 198 pounds. And I can't wait to see Gonbito go one-on-one in the main event with Gunnar Garrett. And folks, welcome to Sunday night's main event for the first time this weekend. We can't wait to bring you all of the action, and we look forward to seeing. So get those role plays in, get active, get your profile on in Discord, get going on things, because the quicker you do that, the quicker you'll get on shows like this, believe me. So without further ado, thank you very much for your attention, and we'll see you this Sunday for Sunday night's main event.